How's it going, you guys? AZ Palayo 21 back again with another episode of our UFC Save in WMMA 5, and today we have UFC Fight Night Gustafson versus Overeem. A big heavyweight main event. Also got Macy, Barber, Yair Rodriguez, AJ Mckee, Leon Edwards. Got a lot of stuff going on in this main card. It's a stacked main card, honestly. We, of course, are making our way towards UFC 300. That is going to have 10 title fights on the card. That is going to be a huge pay-per-view. Cannot wait for it. I know you guys can't as well. The next one after this card is going to be Luque versus Sato, welterweight main event featuring the former champion Vicente Luque. That should be a good one, but let's get right to it. Gustafson versus Overeem. Right after I show you the updated rankings, Cain Velasquez, number 2. In the heavyweight division, Augusto Sakai and Rudy Shafroth are now ranked. At light heavyweight, no movement. At middleweight, Kitchigan moves up to number 13. Nothing at welterweight or super lightweight or lightweight. At featherweight, Dooho Choi up to number 20. Korean Zombie once again ranked. At bantamweight, we have Dominic Wooding moving up to 20. JP Bees is now ranked. Davison Figueiredo still ahead of him, even though he just lost to him. Nothing at flyweight. At women's featherweight, Felicia Spencer moves down a little bit. We are going to have Cyborg fight for the title at some point. At women's bantamweight, Macy Chiasson moving up the rankings, even though she got a win at featherweight. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Mura Takami moving up to number 12, and some other movement towards the bottom. Nothing at flyweight, and at strawweight, Amanda Hebos getting knocked out. She moves down to number 9. Fairtex and Kasem move up accordingly. With that done, let's go ahead and get right to Gustafson versus Overeem, taking place in Washington State. A stacked main card, but we can't get it going without our prelims, and it is the James Krause taking on Marif Parayev in the 175 division, and it's James Krause getting the win by TKO in round number 1, the 30th of his career, and he wants to fight Clay Guida next. Up next, Dmitry Bikrev taking on Kamil Gniadek. Gniadek is the favorite, and with good reason, submission due to an armbar in round number 1. He's 3-0 in his UFC career after getting a good start going in WEC. Moving along, Andre Fialho taking on Terry Brazier at 175. Fialho, small underdog to the Englishman, and Brazier gets the unanimous decision victory. Brandon Thatch taking on Jordan Main in the welterweight division. Thatch 18-6 and the small favorite, but it's Jordan Main getting it done, the 8th win of his UFC career today. The Leech, Jiang Yang Lee taking on Michael Chiesa in the welterweight division at 175. Chiesa a small favorite, but it is the Leech getting it done via unanimous decision here today, the 20th win of his career. Anderson Braddock Silva taking on Mendaugus Gerv in the heavyweight division. Gerv a small favorite, the guy out of Northern Ireland, and it is Gerv getting the TKO in round number 1. He's now 3-0 in his UFC career, only a matter of time before he's facing off against ranked fighters. Adrian Matei is taking on Hayato Suzuki in the flyweight division, and it is Suzuki, a little bit of an underdog, getting the win via split decision. He's now 500 in his UFC career. Cornelia Holm taking on Alejandra Lara in another prelim at flyweight. Holm a big favorite in this one against, I believe, the former Bellator champion, but it is Alejandra Lara getting a knockout in round number 3 over Cornelia Holm. Alejandra Lara, a big UFC debut here. Like I mentioned, the former featherweight champion beat Cyborg for it 5-7 and getting a big win over a ranked flyweight. Maybe she should try her luck at bantamweight and featherweight too. You never know. Evelina Wozniak taking on Natalia Denisova. I believe also at strawweight, I should say. Denisova a huge favorite in this one, but it is Wozniak getting a huge underdog win via split decision. The first win of her UFC career, and probably saving her UFC career. Otherwise, we probably might have just sent her down back to Invicta. She did very well for herself in Invicta. 3 straight losses, but now getting a well-needed win here today. Sharapenko taking on Svetlana Gotsic in our final prelim here today at strawweight, and it is Svetlana Gotsic getting the TKO in round number 1. She's now 7-1 in her UFC career. She definitely needs way more of a challenge in her next fight. Deron Winn taking on Thomas Narcoon in our opening main card contest. Deron Winn, light heavyweight, after being a middleweight essentially, 3-3 in his UFC career, but he is perfect since returning from WEC, where he was the WEC champion. Thomas Narcoon on the other side, 4-3 in his UFC career, coming off 3 straight losses to Kuchelaba, Uzdemir, and then Bukauskas. I feel like Deron Winn might get it done here, and he does. Deron Winn, being a full 8 inches shorter than Thomas Narcoon, gets it done via unanimous decision. And Deron Winn, a lively speaker. Scott Askham taking on Costello Van Steenis in the middleweight division. Van Steenis has been very back and forth in his UFC career. He's currently on 2 straight losses to Gastelum and Rodolfo Vieira. Scott Askham on the other side, number 15 in the division, coming off a loss to Derek Brunson. Van Steenis, the small favorite in this one, but it is Scott Askham getting the submission victory in round number 1 over the Spaniard, Costello Van Steenis. The 26th victory of his career. A huge fight, I believe, in the super lightweight division. Leon Rocky Edwards taking on AJ Mckee. AJ Mckee, we saw do pretty good in the super lightweight Grand Prix, lost to Kevin Lee in the finals, nearly UFC gold around his waist. However, not able to get it done there. Leon Rocky Edwards, the underdog here today. He's coming off a win over Cowboy Cerrone. He lost to Kevin Lee, I believe, in the semifinals. Yep, of the super lightweight Grand Prix. A win over Cowboy Cerrone, and then a win here over AJ Mckee today will get Leon Rocky Edwards a chance at the super lightweight championship. He's an underdog to Mckee, and with good reason. AJ Mckee knocks out Leon Rocky Edwards in round number 2, so Edwards will not be fighting for that championship. Moving along, another fight with championship stakes. Yair Rodriguez taking on Combs Ekpo in the featherweight division. Yair Rodriguez coming off that loss to Max Holloway for the title, his second chance at the gold, his second chance losing. On the other side, you have Combs Ekpo, 30 years old, 6-0 in the UFC. And you can see here, absolutely running through Pitbull and then Zabit as well. Had a very good 2023. His first fight of 2024, and trying to make it a big one over Yair Rodriguez with a shot at the championship at stake. Yair is a big favorite, but it is Combs Ekpo, the Londoner, getting it done. Gets a TKO victory over Yair Rodriguez, and he will be fighting for the featherweight championship in his near future. Wow, but what a call out. Combs Ekpo does not want the featherweight title. He wants Conor McGregor. Oh, that is an interesting call out. Interesting indeed. Well, we know that Ekpo is fighting for the title, and we move right along to Macy Barber and Maria Ogapova in the flyweight division. Ogapova has had a chance at the title, lost to Valerie Larrega. She's on 3 straight wins. On the other side, you have Macy Barber. She has not had a shot at the title. Lost to Mackenzie Dern and then got a win over Caitlin Chookagian. She has not had a chance at the belts. She's a small underdog to Maria Ogapova. I don't believe a chance at the championship is at stake here, because I believe it's Robertson or Dern who would be fighting for the title next. But still a very important fight in the division. And it is Maria Ogapova getting it done against Macy Barber via TKO. I mean, she might deserve a chance at the title. She fought 4 times in 2023, Once was for the title, and then she got 3 straight wins. Lipsky, Lee, McCann, and now another one here against Macy Barber. She wants Mackenzie Dern next. That is an interesting call out, considering that's probably who she's going to get next. Because it's going to be Jillian Robertson fighting next for the title, but Ogapova and Dern makes a lot of sense for that next shot at the title. We have arrived at our main event of the evening. Alexander Gustafson taking on Aleister Overeem in our main event in the heavyweight division. Overeem has a full 45 pounds over Gustafson. He hasn't lost a fight since 2020, essentially. I mean, Rosenstrike, Miocic, Rudy Shafroth, and then Junior Dos Santos. And now Overeem with a big chance against Alexander Gustafson, who has come into his own since coming up to the heavyweight division. Lost to Steve Mowry, a big win over Todd Duffy, Curtis Blades, and then Frank Mir. And now with a chance to beat the number 5 guy in the division, a big time main event, and it is underway. Herb Dean is our referee. And again, 45-pound difference for Aleister Overeem. That could make a little bit of a difference. Massive right hook to the jaw. Gustafson collapses. Aleister Overeem, in 16 seconds, has knocked out Alexander Gustafson. At 43 years old, Aleister Overeem still getting it done. And, I mean, 16 seconds is all it took, and Gustafson is lights out. Commercial rating of 100. Love to see it. Critical rating 72. 5,600 in attendance in Washington. Let's see who we want to give these outs to. Great fight, I suppose. We'll give it to Suzuki and Mateus. And then performance bonus for Overeem, for Ekpo, for Scott Askham, for Svetlana Gotsik, for Gerv, for Gniadek, and for James Krause. Might take a little bit of a loss on this card. We still make a profit, even after giving out all that money. You love to see it. Overeem, Rodriguez, Askham, and Ekpo, the highest earning fighters on that card. Absolutely love to see it. Like I mentioned, our next video, it's going to be Vicente Luque taking on Takashi Sato in the main event. But please stay tuned. A couple of episodes now away from UFC 300. I'm AZPlow21. If you have not done so already, please like the video and subscribe. Got a lot more WMMA 5 content along with Out of the Park Baseball 23 content as well. You guys have a great rest of your day.